life of a fallen member of the Progressive Liberal Party. A new power company for the Western District proposed. And the Christian community calling for more prayers for Grand Bahama.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the sudden passing of a former cabinet minister and a member of parliament yesterday sent shockwaves throughout the country. And tonight, party members and executives of the opposition Progressive Liberal Party are reflecting on the life of their national chairman, Emeritus Bradley Roberts. Members of the Progressive Liberal Party extending condolences to the family and friends of the late Bradley Roberts. Roberts served as a member of parliament for 25 years. He was also the party's national chairman and a stalwart councillor. Former Counsel General Forrester Carroll says that Roberts was an activist, patriot, and a champion for the cause of those less fortunate.
If you want to find out about stalwart councillor Roberts, ask the people of Bain and Grantstown, whom he represented for many, many years. I can't recall, but he retired. He wasn't voted out of office. What I know about the Honorable Minister of Works is that he has always been accessible to the poor, to the downtrodden. He was never a highfalutin gentleman that you couldn't reach. You could reach him anytime. You call him on his telephone, and on the second ring, he answers.
Stalwart Councillor Brian Seymour adding that Roberts left a great legacy. He says that Roberts was a humble man and an example of what a chairman should be. Someone that was fearless when it came to fighting the cause of the PLP.
Bradley Roberts loved to wake up early in the morning, and he loved to get in sparring with those on the opposite side, but it was never rude, or if he went at it, they always knew how far to go, and then when it was over, that was over, and let's move on, and gentlemen, let's get together and have a soft drink or something like that. I think that more than anything else is his lasting legacy to politics. Do whatever you have to do. Do not cross the line and respect the views of others.
Carroll adds that although Roberts was in his senior years, he was still very much up to date with technology. He says Roberts will be missed by the party nationwide.
He jumped into this technology that we have today with the social media and all that, and he just learned everything, and he's on it every day. You know what I mean? And he could nothing fazed him. He did it. Mr. Roberts was a very humble man as well.
Bradley Roberts died on Thursday, October 25th at the age of 74. A memorial will be held next Tuesday at the PLP headquarters at 7 p.m. The Northern Bahamas Utilities Holdings Company Limited is proposing a new power company for the Western District, as the West End agreement with the Grand Bahama Power Company is set to expire this year. Tonight, the president and CEO shares how this new company could significantly lower the cost of electricity for residents in those communities. Shashina Rowe-Farquharson reports.
The East and Western districts of Grand Bahama could soon have a new power supplier, should the government approve application from the Northern Bahamas Utilities Company. President and CEO of the company, Dr. Carlton Bosfield, says that their plan is to construct and operate a firm solar plant, which will significantly lower the cost of electricity by some 33 to 40% for residents in those communities.
The proposed firm solar plants will produce electricity necessary to provide power to the residents and businesses in West Grand Bahama and those in East Grand Bahama. Surplus power is intended to be sold to Grand Bahama Power, and hopefully they will use those energies as an incentive to reduce the cost of electricity to its customers in Freeport.
He says they have made application to the government to become the primary power company in these communities. Therefore, if this application is approved, Grand Bahama Power Company would only be responsible for the Freeport area. They are hopeful that the government will allow NBU, which is comprised of a team of professional engineers in power generation and distribution, an opportunity to service these communities.
The application was made earlier this year to the ministry, the Prime Minister's office in Grand Bahama. We were then advised by that group to submit a formal application to the Bahamas Investment Authority. But we have since been contacted by the Investment Authority who say our proposal is being prepared to be put on their agenda for the investment committee that makes a recommendation to the Prime Minister.
The group is looking to spend some $30 million in working capital costs. Pastor Eddie Victor, and president of the Coalition of Concerned Citizens, has been fighting against the power company's high cost of electricity for years. He says this application comes at a crucial time.
We keep in mind that the West End and East End agreement between the government and Grand Bahama Power Company, those two agreements expire this year. All right, this is the agreement that allows Grand Bahama Power Company to sell power outside of Freeport. So, hence, Northern Bahamas Utility has made an application to supply power to West and East Grand Bahama. Historically, now this agreement was executed in 1993. Prior to that, West and East Grand Bahama was considered government controlled oversight when it comes to power.
The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce honoring top business persons during the 8th annual awards ceremony this afternoon. The event is held each year to award business persons who continue to press on despite the many challenges in the local economy. Sabrina Brown reports.
A cross-sector of the local business community gathered at the Grand Lucayan Convention Center to be a part of a prestigious occasion as the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce's Business Excellence Awards were presented. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest, noting the significance of the annual event.
When we started this awards program 8 years or so ago, it was during maybe not as bad a time, but it was certainly during a challenging time when we recognized that we needed to do something to inspire and to encourage the business community to believe in Grand Bahama and to continue to provide the level of service to our community, because we believed that Grand Bahama still held and holds the promise for a better Bahamas.
The DPM also announcing the Business Person of the Year award, which went to President of Pharmachem Technologies, Grand Bahama Limited, Pietro Stefanuti. CEO Randy Thompson accepted on his behalf.
This island needs more investors like Pietro Stefanuti. So somehow we've got to figure it out and figure out how to attract men and families like the Stefanutis to come to Grand Bahama and make a significant investment in this island.
President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Mick Holding, presented the President's Award.
Less than 4 years ago, 3 Bahamians decided to set up business on their own here in Freeport. Within 19 months, they opened a branch office in Nassau. And then just a few weeks ago, they'd been so successful and grown so much and grown to a staff of 15 people, they moved to a new headquarters here in Freeport.
And the President's Award went to Freeport insurance agents and brokers.
We want to thank the Freeport community, those who are our clients. We want to thank the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Chuck Pratt in particular, who enabled us to be positioned terms of our property, where we are now.
The Company of the Year awards went to Elnet Maritime and Pharmachem Technologies Grand Bahama Limited.
We are very, very, very grateful that God has blessed us with these type of moments, and for the fact that we are acknowledged as a company that's doing its best to grow our economy here in Freeport.
The Lifetime Achievement Award went to Neville Chappie Knowles. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.